Welcome to WCO Working Class Opera.
Are you tired of discussions about work rates, win-loss ratios, and star ratings?
Are you more interested in Tanahashi's hair, who's wearing what at the G1 Climax press conference, and which hapless idiot Taichi is flirting with this week?
Then this is the podcast for you. I'm your host, Chris, and I have entirely too many opinions about what men look like for a lesbian. After years as an anime poster obsessed with side characters or niche shows, I have moved on to tokusatsu and come to truly understand the appeal of passionate drama between men. These days, I stand Suzuki-gun and the entire concept of the junior division, so I can continue freely bitching about fandom unpopularity and mistreatment by writers.
And I'm your host, Bandexual Glitterotic, and I started watching New Japan Pro Wrestling in mid 2017, then immediately went back and watched every single Taichi match available on the internet. I abandoned K-pop Twitter for wrestling Twitter, and I've never looked back. Also, all my favorite groups are disbanded or inactive. I used to watch WWE as a kid in the early 2000s and stopped watching it because two of my favorite wrestlers were Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. But one day my brother showed me a picture of Shinsuke Nakamura and said, "That's you," and he was right, so I got interested in wrestling again. Welcome to the show!
Yay!
Yay. Today's episode is a halfway look at the G1 Climax.
Because this is an incredible point to start a podcast.
Yeah, just fucking halfway through. Why not? We could have started this at the start, or we could have done it at the end, but not. We're just smack bang in the middle of it.
Well, why not?
We are at the point where people are starting to get mathematically eliminated. It's fun.
It's great, and now we have something to talk about that's not just how stupid Jay is being today.
So let's start with the very first show. We're just going to run through all of the main block matches. We're not going to focus on the undercard. We're not going to focus on the matches that we don't care about. So if you like Osprey, you might as well just shut this off.
And Shingo as well.
I mean, I was
Even
going
his
to
match
say
with
there was...
Yano was like...
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say there was one match of his that I liked, but I also cannot remember which one it was. So
Has he fought Taichi yet? Was it his Taichi one?
no, because he beat Taichi,
Oh,
so I
okay,
don't
then.
care about it. But anyway. Okay, so let's go to the first night of the G1 Climax in Dallas, Texas. Wow, yay! How exciting for Dallas fans. Not exciting for me because I had to wake up really early in the morning to watch this.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It wasn't that early, but still.
Yeah. We do truly stay winning with New Japan because no matter where they're hosting a show, we can get up and watch it.
Yeah, I truly feel bad for the American fans and stuff who have to wake up at like 3 a.m. But also, it's nice that we don't have to go by American timing for once in our lives. So
yeah. Anyway, Dallas show. You talk about that. I haven't watched it still.
Okay, so the Dallas kickoff show. We had Sanada versus Zack Sabre Jr. That was pretty cool. I mean, I really liked their match in the New Japan Cup, and I didn't think it stood up to that one, but it was still not bad.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a poor man's Ibushi and Zack, and that like it's always good. It's always like visually entertaining, but I think Sonata just can't quite stand up to what Ibu brings to the table.
That's true, but
it's still fun.
It is, and I like his new outfit.
Yeah, it's very cool. Love the pirate, whatever he's got going on.
Yeah, it's fun. Evil versus Bad Luck Fale. I don't remember this match, so moving on. Will Ospreay versus Lance Archer. That was actually really fun. And not because of Will Ospreay.
Yeah, if Ospreay's matches are fun, it's never because of him.
Lance Archer, this entire tournament has been amazing. He really understands, like, how to be a big man well. You would think that that's not a hard thing, But yeah, a lot of big guy wrestlers struggle to be as threatening as Lance Archer is,
Yeah.
because he's got it.
Yeah.
He has that star quality. He has that, he has the charisma to pull off a pretty generic concept in crazy big guy, but still manages to do it well.
Mm.
And maybe it's because, a lot of people are looking at this from the WWE perspective where, everyone's a big guy because that's Vince's fetish. But in New Japan Pro Wrestling, where height is less of an issue, and, a lot of the guys are like average height, Lance really, really has a height advantage, and he really has a dramatic look that just, he's just the whole package. He's, he's not the best wrestler in the world, but he has his niche and he's great at it. I loved it. That was the only Will Ospreay match I was looking forward to, and it delivered. It was amazing. And moving on,
Yes.
Kota Ibushi versus Kenta. It was pretty good.
That's
I
what you
mean,
have to say.
it was fine. I mean, I really like Ibushi. I think he's just a genius, a very reckless genius nonetheless. But yeah, Kenta
Kenta is fucking Kenta.
Kenta is fucking Kenta. That's right. Kazuchika Okada versus Tanahashi was, I mean, okay, they have their thing going on right now that we're all a little, about.
Yeah.
But their matches, in my opinion, are always good. They have great chemistry. This was very much a fan service match for the American crowd, and I'm not mad at it. It was fun.
Mm.
So, moving on.
Coming back to Japan.
We get started in B block action.
Moxley versus Taichi. I don't actually remember that. I know I watched it. I'm pretty sure I watched it, but I don't remember it.
I did watch it. I do remember it. I think it was fun. I think it really showed Moxley's whole, mad dog, reckless, wild, crazy American ECW esque style. Taichi was kind of there for a lot of it, which is not something I usually associate with Taichi being. So that was a little bit of an odd match. I don't think they
have good chemistry.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it was very much a Moxley match.
Yes,
which is fine. I thought he's got fantastic charisma. Disclaimer: I know that he was a big popular WWE boy, but I I'd known like nothing about WWE, so
we're experiencing him for the first time.
Yeah. And I was pleasantly surprised, and I've decided that I'm a fan of him right now. So don't get mad at me. I'm saying that he's a good boy and I like him.
Yes.
And next we've got Hiroki Goto versus Jay White.
I remember you guys going ballistic about that one on Twitter.
You didn't watch that one?
I know. I mean, I know I watched it, but all I remember is you guys going ballistic.
That's because it was absolutely fantastic. The G in G1 stands for Goto. Goto is always putting out fantastic matches. I think he has the ability to be both a hard hitting, strong style, kicky boy, while also not being boring, which is quite different to a lot of his peers in that style. I think he has fantastic charisma. I think he played really well with because he's got this kind of downtrodden, doesn't really believe in himself kind of vibe.
Yeah, because everyone bullies him and doesn't give him big belts.
Yeah. And I think that plays really well with the overconfident, young, hot-headed Jay White.
Yes.
I thought that was just a brilliant matchup. It was beautiful watching Jay White getting his ass kicked. And I like Goto, and I think he should have nice things.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, Yano Naito.
Clownery.
They did say clown.
Clownery. Pure clownery. Loved it. Loved it. Toru Yano is always my MVP of the G1 climax.
Yeah.
It's just no denying it. He is the one who just constantly does things to surprise, to amuse, to lighten the mood. Because the G1 can get it can get to be a bit of a slog because it's all just plain, straight up singles matches.
That and then like all the serious plot lines like fucking last year's G1.
Yeah. So Yano is always a breath of fresh air. He's always good to lighten the mood, let's have a breather. And he does it amazingly. And I like the fact that Naito got to have some fun as well. So good, great match. Great match, good fun. Might not be the best Toru Yano match or Tetsuya Naito match on earth, but still, fun, good, great.
Issue Cobb, that's just big boys being big, so I don't give a fat fuck.
For a match of big boys being big, I think those are two of the best big boys there. So, yeah, it was good.
Juice and Shingo, I do not remember anything at all. Not even like anyone's reactions on Twitter or anything. I don't remember.
Yeah, I also don't remember. I remember Juice won, and I was happy about that.
Oh, he won. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, go Juice.
Good job, Juice.
Yay! Woo, Juice. I think we should preface the fact that I don't have anything personally like against Shingo. Like, I'm not like a Dragon Gate fan who's like personally offended that he left or anything. I'm just not into his lack of personality.
Yeah, it's like I don't really care how technically talented you are if you can't make me have fun watching you.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, he's fast, big punch, kick boy. But I need something.
Funner.
I need something more. At least, put lipstick on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do your eyelashes. Oh, I don't know. Next.
Archer versus Fale. I don't fucking remember that.
It was fun. Big boys being big. Lance Archer doing Lance Archer things in a good way. Fale being Fale in a Fale way. Next.
Ibushi Evil, that was created for all the girls on Twitter.
Yes.
That's just the Twitter girls match.
In a good way. If you
Yes.
think that's a negative, by the way, stop listening right now.
Yeah, it's for girls.
It's for girls.
And that's fine. It's great.
Yeah, Ospreay versus Sanada. Didn't watch it. Don't care.
Tanahashi versus Kenta, that's for the boys. I don't remember shit about that.
Neither. Tanahashi probably looks great though, so.
Oh, he always does. That barely counts.
Okada versus ZSJ.
They always have great chemistry. I barely remember it, but I do remember that I loved it, and that is what counts.
Yeah, it was a fun match. They always have great matches. It was fun to see Okada let himself be twisted up in some poses that are a little we'll just put it like that. Thank you, Zack Sabre Jr., for your creativity. Your continued service. Moving on.
Yeah. Cobb versus Moxley, more big boys being big, so I don't remember it.
Yeah, I actually don't remember that one either. I'm not sure if I actually watched that one. I think this might have been a night where I playing GTA for about 5 hours and missed half of it.
Naito versus Taichi.
That was
always a good time. Amazing that Taichi finally beat Naito. Holy shit, I was so excited.
Yeah, that was
was
so fun. Yeah, they've got fantastic chemistry. They're the same breed. They're the same shit heel that really wants to be loved deep down inside. Naito's
Yeah.
just got more of that closer to the surface.
Yeah, Taichi is very like only Suzuki gonna get to see
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Toriano versus Shingo Takagi.
Not even Yano can save how boring Shingo is in the ring.
Yeah, that was kind of a meh match. The only reason that it wasn't bad was because Yano was there. Next,
Yeah.
Ishii
Ishii
versus Jay White.
That's some more big boys.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Jay White trying to chop a brick in half with his hands and failing. Beautiful.
We do love
We
it.
do.
We love that for him.
Yeah, beautiful. Next is Juice Robinson versus Hiroki Goto. That was fun. I was actually surprised by how much I liked that because I didn't really think their styles would match that well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, it was good, great.
It's good. What can we say? It was
good.
On to the 18th. Evil Sonata. That was a good time. They're like obviously they have good chemistry in the ring. But all I care about is that they were friends after,
Yeah.
which is nice. We do love it when they're
Yeah.
friends.
For anyone who's on this side of Twitter, then you know that everyone was quite in a panic about how this match would turn out and how they would get back together. But
Yes.
it's, LIJ does this every year, so I knew they'd be friends in the end.
I mean, like, yes, and it's like I'm not like super big into LIJ, but it's like I was still worried, like, are they still going to be friends? And then they were friends, and it was great.
It was cute. I liked it. Kenta versus Lance Archer.
That's for the boys.
That's for the boys. It was actually interesting to see Lance call him by the name that he went by in the WWE because, as some people, most people, I don't know how well this is known, but Lance used to be in the WWE as well, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really remember that much apart from that part, and the height difference was just very cute.
Yeah. Ibushi versus Osprey. I hate all Osprey matchups, but I think this is probably one of my most hated Osprey matchups.
I didn't watch it, so tell us about it.
I didn't watch it. I just saw caps of Ibushi being cute on Twitter. And his traps being terrifying. I wish he would stop working on them before the G1. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Traps,
but
not great. If you want to be impressive, work your boobies. We like those pec muscles. And eat some fucking carbs.
Ibushi won, so like that's fine, but it's just I just don't like the way Osprey like talks about or interacts with Ibushi.
I don't like Osprey. Next.
I don't like him in general.
Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr. That was incredible.
That is probably going to be like the match of the G1 unless Zack and Ibushi do something amazing in a couple weeks' time, which I know they will. But will they outclass this?
Yeah, this was pure mat wrestling Tanahashi, which is something that I miss from the Shinsuke Nakamura versus Hiroshi Tanahashi days. I feel like we don't see this Tanahashi that much anymore. Like, yeah, he sure does his mat wrestling now and then, but I feel like this was really going back to that golden age. And Zack Sabre Jr. is always just a fucking master.
Yeah. It's like they've fought a lot before, and like they're not bad by any means, but I think from this match they finally really get how to work with each other. And I love how much fun Tanahashi was obviously having. Just good fun times. 20 minutes of them having the time of their lives.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Pure respect and just love of the game in that match. Beautiful.
Yeah, love it.
Okada versus Fale.
I don't remember this.
I remember Fale sneaking up on Okada from behind, so he didn't actually make his entrance, and he fell over his skirt or something like that, and he had like his skirt split open and his legs were out everywhere. It was very cute. That's pretty much all I remember of the match. Yeah.
Cool. So that's that. 19th. Shingo versus Taichi.
Goto versus Naito was great.
Yano versus Jay White, very fun.
Very fun. I think that is like probably one of my favorite Yano matches, and he's had a lot of my favorite matches. That was
Yeah,
so funny.
it was so good. I love Jay being a huge bitch baby about it after all.
Oh, it was hysterical. Thank you, Yano, for your services to mankind.
Yes. Ishii versus Moxley, also for the boys, just some big boys being big.
But I think probably the best way of doing that while still being entertaining, that was, that I've sent that match to a friend of mine who doesn't watch much New Japan Pro Wrestling but has some sort of vague interest in it. And I was just
Yeah.
like, you gotta watch this, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great match. I liked it. It was, fun. Also seeing
Yeah.
Ishii jump from the turnbuckle onto a table, wonderful. Just like watching a rock fall.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even know Ishii could still jump.
Juice Robinson versus Jeff Cobb. To be honest, I don't remember this. I think I got too involved in Ishii versus Moxley and then just fell asleep.
Yeah, I don't remember this one either.
I'm sure it was good though because I like Juice and I like Cobb.
Yeah, Zack versus Farley. Zack's only point so far, so it's good by virtue of that.
Yeah, and him riling up Farley and taking him all the way up to the stands and then skedaddling back into the ring. Funny as hell. Yano Toro antics. We
Yes.
stand.
Kenta versus Evil. I don't remember that.
Tight close up of their thighs when Kenta was pushing Evil back against the ropes, but that's pretty much it.
Of course, that's all you remember. Ibushi versus Sonata.
That was fine.
It exists. Tana versus Lance. That feels like it's catering to you.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was cute. I like when Tanahashi goes up against guys that are a lot bigger than him because that's not something that really happens all that often.
I know. I feel so fucking scammed that he's not as short as I thought he was.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
Fuck
he's still
all
well
that.
as heels inserts, but moving on.
Yeah.
Okada versus Ospreay I didn't watch.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. 24th. Moxley versus Shingo.
That's definitely catering to a certain type of fan, and I'm not that type of fan.
Yeah. Goto versus Taichi. Do you want to set aside a whole podcast episode just so you can just talk about this match?
Yeah, I think that might be the case. But besides that, they have fantastic chemistry. I think they work really well in the ring. We're going to stop there because I could really go on all day about their whole sort of weird Twitter romance thing. Ugh. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I feel like we should emphasize whenever we talk about like flirting or like romances or whatever, this isn't us reading into stuff. It's just reading their Twitters and they just do that.
Yeah, like Taichi talking about taking the fucking ring announcer to bed and asking him not to take his virginity. That's stuff that he just writes on Twitter. That's not me making things up. He's just like that. If you don't follow Taichi on Twitter, you are missing out on some wild.
Yeah, I like how the day before Despy threw his now months-long tantrum and deactivated, they were like implying that there is a Taichi Despy sex tape. They are just like this all the time. It is not us.
They're just like that. Yeah. Cobb versus Jay White. I liked Cobb doing the little cradling thing. I like when he does that. It's cute. I really wish Jay would shave.
Me too. Holy
It's
shit.
so bad. I don't know if it really comes across on TV, but in real life, his beard is like blonde. You can see through it. As dense as it is, it's like see-through. You can still see like his chin and everything through the beard in real life. It's not great.
He just needs to embrace the chinless look. Like, it works with the gimmick. It's fine.
Fine.
You can change.
It's fine. Ishii versus Naito.
Ishii versus Naito. That's for the boys.
That's for the boys. And it was good. Yeah.
Juice versus Yano.
Also good.
That's fun. They said clown.
They said clown, and that was good.
Yeah. And now we are up to last night's matches of Evil versus Zack, which is fun. I do love this blood feud. I am very upset that Zack lost again.
But I am a fan of how he went backstage and just screamed about Boris Johnson.
I do love that.
Ospreay versus Farley, I didn't watch, and that is what I would consider the most skippable match in the entire G1. So
you should watch the last like 2 minutes though, just for Red Shoes doing whatever the fuck he did with that.
I did
I
see
tuned in for like the last 2 minutes, and I literally don't know what
I
happened.
did see a gif of like Barley pinning Osprey and then Red Shoes just going, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he like ran out of the ring and then finally chased him, and like Red Shoes declared Osprey the winner or something.
okay.
I don't know what happened there.
That happened, I guess.
Ibushi versus Archer. That was fun. I liked it when Ibushi stood right up next to Archer at the start, and you could see how short Ibushi is in comparison.
That was very cute. We're a fan of that. I'm kind of
We do.
sad that Ibushi didn't flip off Archer because we know what he's like about jumping off tall things. But that's pretty much my only complaint with that match. It was fun and I liked it.
Yes. Tana versus Sonata.
That was fun. I don't think they match super well.
Yeah.
But it was like it wasn't bad. A Tanahashi match is rarely bad. Yeah, it was great. I liked Tanahashi's hair. His boobs look great. Yeah,
And then Okada versus Kenta.
pretty fine. It was all right. We're definitely gonna get hate for this, but the entire time I was just thinking about how much more I liked Okada versus Shibata. Yes, I know Shibata
I know
like,
Kenta's
died after
thing
that
is
match,
that
but
yeah, and it's like I know like Kenta's title is that like Shibata's soulmate or whatever. I know he's meant to be Shibata too, but he's like a pretty mediocre
yeah,
Shibata.
he's not bad,
He's not
but he's
bad.
just lacking the charisma for me.
He's obviously meant to replace Shibata, and he is just not as
He
good as
needs
Shibata.
to. I don't know.
So I would say that we are caught up on the G1 now.
We are.
So now we can get into what we're actually here to talk about, which is the storyline implications of the G1 so far.
The overall storyline that we have going on right now is twofold. We've got
Yes.
two restructuring of stables coming up. We've already gone through a sort of conglomeration of Hontai and Chaos. There's no real line between the two right now. Everyone is friendly with each other.
Yeah, they're all buddies now.
They're all buddies, but we don't have any official clue what's going on there, except that Okada and Tanahashi have finally settled their 6-year-long rivalry and are now holding hands at every possible convenience. So that's.
And they've got like matching gear and everything.
They've got matching gear. I love that.
I do love matching gear.
It's very cute. They look like a proper tag team, and the whole thing with Tanahashi dyeing his hair to match Okada, but Okada missing the memo and dyeing his hair back to blonde because Tanahashi said it liked it better blonde. Oh my god. What the hell?
But the real storyline is how Suzuki-gun, as it is in its current iteration, is on its last legs.
Yes.
I feel like Zack losing to Evil has definitely solidified my Suzuki-gun is coming to an end soon.
Yeah, I don't think it's any surprise to anyone.
Oh,
that-
Suzuki's getting old as shit. He needs to pack it in. Like he's still great, but like if he wants to like not have his knees exploding in his later years, it's probably good to pack it in now.
Yeah. And I mean, Suzuki is a legend. And
Yes.
And I think he makes enough money that he can quite comfortably retire. Plus, he's got,
Yeah.
like his shop
Like,
and everything like that.
Yeah, like I think if he does retire, he's not gonna leave wrestling. He's still gonna be hanging out. Maybe he'll still like help Suzuki Gun interfere or something. Or if one of his buddies has some fundraising show, maybe he'll temporarily come out of retirement for that.
Yeah.
But
A wrestler never truly retires.
until
Yeah.
they're dead.
Until they're dead. And even then, sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, because it's like obviously you need to think about a successor, and Taichi and Zack are the front runners. But I mean, some people really think it'll be Zack, but I think this G1 is meant to make it obvious that it cannot be Zack.
Yes.
I adore Zack. He's incredible. He's like one of the best in the world, but he doesn't have what it takes to lead Suzuki Gun.
And Taichi does.
Taichi does.
I think with Taichi, a lot of people have overlooked that for a lot of his career as part of Suzuki Gun, he has always been it's always been Taka Taichi as a tag team.
Yeah.
And for the last few years, like even before he became a heavyweight, they were kind of pulling that apart. And now non-existent. He's very much his own wrestler. And a lot of people look past the fact that he is responsible for Suzuki Gun existing in the first place. He was the one who turned his back on Kojima. He was the one who smacked him in the back with a chair and went off to join Suzuki. So it's not like he's opposed to changes of leadership.
Yes. And even like within Suzuki-gun, outside of like a full-on leadership potential, Taichi is kind of very essential point. Despy would not be who he is without Taichi. Zack, now that they're BFFs, I think is quite closely linked to Taichi.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected the seemingly random combination of Zack and Taichi in last year's World Tag League to work, but it did
It's so
really
good.
well. They were fantastic. They were amazing in the World Tag League. And yeah, I would not like to see a Taichi-gun without
Yeah, like
Zack.
the absolute bare minimum for Taichi-gun is that Despy and Taichi are together. But ideally, Zack is also still there. Like,
Yeah.
Taka's on his way out. His career is fucking dying because he's a sex pest. Lance, I don't know what he's gonna do. He can hang out, he can go. It doesn't really matter, I think.
Yeah, I think Kanemaru will stay with Taichi, but he's
the way
also getting on a bit. Yeah, he's getting there. So it will be very interesting to see the future of Taichi-gun or Suzuki-gun, whatever happens next. I feel like Chaos specifically has been around for a decade now.
It's like you guys got to pack it in, and you're all besties with
Yeah.
Hontai now anyway.
Yeah, so I feel like there should be sort of restructuring, especially it's really I feel it must be very awkward for Goto specifically because he betrayed Hontai for Chaos. And like it wasn't really, I don't know if he actually saw that happening, but it wasn't really explained why he joined Chaos.
He missed
He
Yoshihashi.
did, I guess, because it was just like, Akata, I hate you, I don't like you, we're not friends. Okay, let's be friends. What? Why?
Why
Why
not?
not? I guess. That's.
I mean, it's like, did Goto really hang out with Okada, or was he just like chilling with like Yoshihashi?
I mean, they hang out.
Because it feels like all he did was chill with Yoshihashi.
Yeah, he kind of just chills with Yoshihashi. But they're like, they're BFFs.
Yeah.
Goto's whole thing of like, the only person I want to tag with is Yoshihashi. That's so cute. I love that.
It's so good. And then at the G1 in Dallas, where Yoshihashi was talking about how like Goto like being there gave him the courage to fight hard or whatever. Oh, I love it.
It's so good. It's so good. And that's the kind of thing that I really like about wrestling. Not only, the passionate drama between men, the rivalries, the dramatics, but also just the nice, friendly tag team stuff.
I like it when they're friends.
I like it when they're friends. I like Goto being the strong, steady rock for Yoshihashi's nervous little goat hands. Well, he's got big hands actually, but his nervous bread hands. For the record, apparently Yoshihashi has really soft hands that feel like fresh bread buns.
That's just such a specific description.
It is.
I would like to experience that though.
I would like to experience that too. I shook hands with Yuji Nagata and he had really, really soft hands. I don't remember anybody else's hands. It's just the only one. I think they must have just been normal. But Yuji Nagata, beautiful soft hands.
Incredible.
My
favorite Yoshihashi story though is the one at the meet and greet or whatever, where the fan asked if they could feel Yoshihashi's muscles, so Yoshihashi, instead of flexing, just holds his arms right in front of him and looks so proud of himself.
Oh my god,
I love that.
Cute. One of my favorite Yoshihashi moments is the fact, like, the day we all learnt that his fucking curtain rod thing is a solid iron pole.
I do love that for him. He's the only one allowed to do that because he's so gentle.
That's just. I always assumed it was just like a curtain rod or something like that. An iron pole.
And he made it himself.
I don't hold it against him, but I'm still a little alarmed.
He's fine. He's a good boy.
He is a good boy. We're gonna make this a Yoshihashi propaganda episode.
Yeah, that's for later.
Yoshihashi propaganda episode.
It is happening.
But
with the Suzuki-gun, I think you mentioning the other day that it will probably happen through like Taichi betraying Suzuki, but it's not like this big deal. It's like Suzuki like, oh yeah, you're finally a big enough bastard to do this to me. I leave it in your capable hands. Sort of thing.
I don't think Suzuki would have it any other way.
Yeah, like it's like some like ceremonial passing of the torch. That's for like Hontai.
Yeah. I mean, Suzuki-gun, they're a band of thieves. They're rascals, they're rapscallions, but they do have honor in a way.
Yeah. Only to each other.
Only to each other. And I think that's something, a lot of people compare LIJ and Suzuki-gun, but
They're fundamentally completely different.
Oh, yeah. Suzuki-gun, they are a family in the same way that a mob is a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're a gang, but they all have incredible love and respect for each other. There's a definite power structure there that's not so much present in LIJ. LIJ, I feel, is more, I want to say a Sentai, but nobody will know what the fuck I mean by that.
Well, we just had to have a Toku episode early on because if you don't watch Toku, you're not unleashing your full potential as a wrestling fan.
But LIJ, let's put it this way: LIJ are like they're like the Avengers. Let's put it like that, okay? They're like the Avengers. You've got a bunch of very different but kind of thematically similar dudes who all have their different powers. They are kind of, it's them against everyone else.
Yeah.
Of course, LIJ is mainly people who were rejected. Naito, obviously, we all know the story of the Stardust genius and nobody loving him. Okay, that's a little exaggerated. He was quite popular, but just not absurdly popular, not to the way that he is now. He got called Red Ibushi a lot, which is eh. And then he went to Mexico and became bastard, ungovernable Naito that we know and love today. And that's cool. Yeah. Bushi used to be, a cute little luchador babyface, broke his fucking neck and came back wearing black lipstick. I mean, what's not to love with that successful storyline?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, break your neck, come back looking like a bad bitch and become 10 times as popular as you were before. Loves it. Evil. He was just a pretty average young lion. He wasn't one of those ones that everyone had such high hopes for. He was just kind of, yeah. And then he came back with this just fucking wild concept. I mean, we're going to have an episode just about Evil because I feel like his concept is very old school and in today's era of extremely realistic gimmicks, he stands out a lot. And I really like that. Sanada. Well, Seiya Sanada was a sparkly little babyface doing flips in TNA and other fucking wherever he went. He went to quite a few places on his self-funded excursion after he got rejected from the New Japan dojo. But yeah, he came back as a cold skull in his leather jacket and skull mask, and that's great. Good for him. Come back, show them how you glow up, and Hiromu Takahashi. Woohoo!
We could probably have an entire episode just on Hiromu.
We really could. But again, it's a similar sort of storyline to Evil. He wasn't a super fantastic young lion.
He almost got kicked out for being so shitty.
Yeah. He saw some of his matches, he'd understand.
I've only watched the couple of matches that I can find of him against young lion Despy.
Oh yeah. I think he was just a late bloomer because he's obviously a fantastic wrestler now.
He's a genius.
He just needed that hand, and Naito gave him that hand. So big props there.
Yeah.
And see, this is where it all starts to fall apart because I wouldn't really call Shingo a reject.
Yeah, I think especially because of the way Shingo came in. Obviously, Naito was he's not meant to replace Hiromu. Don't think of him as a replacement. But it's we're gonna think of him as a replacement.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
And?
Yeah. But you get what I mean. They're kind of a group of very different people with very different aesthetics and goals that have banded together because them being rejected from the outside. So it's not like they've come together, it's more like they've been pushed together.
Yeah, when you make friends with the other rejects in high school.
Exactly. That's exactly what they are. Obviously, they do have a lot in common now, but it's, high school reject group.
Yeah, I think the main difference between Suzuki-gun and LIJ is that they're both obviously factions of rejects and failures. But the difference is that LIJ desperately want to get back into like society being like Hontai or whatever.
We live in a society.
Yeah, but Suzuki-gun have decided like
They're feral.
fuck living by society standards because we're not going to be happy with them.
Yeah.
So they've gone and made their own little life, and they live happily by themselves. They don't want to go back to society, but LIJ do.
Yeah, LIJ want to be loved, want to be popular, and they are. Good for them. Great for them. But Suzuki-gun are much more the traditional fuck you, I hate you, don't cheer for me kind of heel.
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah,
that's fine.
read my Spectacle of Excess article about how Suzuki-gun is a metaphor for gay existence. It doesn't exist. Please don't go looking on Spectacle of Excess.
Yeah, but seriously, they are.
They are.
They are. We can have another episode about that.
Oh god.
But yeah, that's the main difference between those two.
Yeah, and getting back to that part of the storyline, then with Liger threatening Suzuki with that retirement stipulation, and then them obviously building up for the Liger Suzuki retirement match at the Dome, I think we will see Taichi forcing the Suzuki to retire.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a thing of he'll interfere in the match.
Yes.
Or he'll not interfere in a way that's like actively.
He'll like distract him, like the whole like when Golden Lovers broke up.
Yeah, he's either going to actively interfere in the match, or Suzuki will like call him to interfere, and he doesn't, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be some sort of rejection of Suzuki's leadership, I feel.
Yeah. And it's like Suzuki-gun breaking up, the like thinking about it gives me a rash, but it's like I know it has to be this way. So we're on a countdown of like 5 months now. A little over 5 months until the Dome. So everyone get ready to mourn Suzuki-gun because 2019 is the last year of Suzuki-gun. We are going into 2020 with Taichi-gun.
Yes, you've heard it here first.
Hold me to that. And yeah, and then beyond that, we've got like Jay being a pissy little drama queen.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
It's so good. We do love that.
Jay's whole thing, as from the very, very first appearance he made a Power Struggle, he's always been like, I've planned everything out, I've seen the future, everything I says come true, and for the most part, he's proved himself right.
And now he like isn't anymore.
So
he's just struggling, and it's great. And he is fighting Taichi next Friday.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think that has the potential to be the match of the G1.
Oh my god, the idea of Taichi being the confident one against Jay White is not confident. That is wild. I couldn't imagine that a few months ago.
Yeah, everyone get your emo boys kissing JPEGs ready.
We're going full MySpace on this one. Everyone pump up your Welcome to the Black Parade albums. Oh my god. Okay, let's just talk about Jay White's fucking My Chemical Romance vest.
I know, like, and it's like not like he bought it off AliExpress or anything, because it's still got the Switchblade logo on the back. There is some level of customization to that.
My father took me into the G1. Get my ass fucking kicked.
Oh my fucking god. I missed last year's jacket. But this is a look.
I think this is just like his light summer jacket, because his old one was like quite big and heavy, and it's really hot in Tokyo. So
yeah,
I hate the fucking beard so much, though.
I really wish he would shave.
It doesn't suit the look. If this is his like breakdown beard, okay, I get it. But I really hope he goes back to clean shaven, because he looks so bad. And I'm not just saying that because I don't like facial hair. I think beards can look great on some people. I think Goto looks very, very handsome with his facial hair. I wouldn't want to...
I can't imagine clean shaven Goto.
He was clean shaven as a young lion, and he looked like fucking Show. Yeah, it was wild. If you guys listening have not seen a Young Lion Goto match, you have got to go look on Dailymotion or whatever for Hiroki Goto and Yusuke Taguchi, I think it was. It was his tag team partner. Just search it. You will not recognize him. He looks so different, so skinny. It's unbelievable. I literally did not recognize him. I read the name on the fucking video and I was just like, where is he? I don't see him. Where is he? It's wild. So when you think about how young lions don't have a Z look, just think about Goto.
Yeah.
Because, wow. Yeah, but going back to Jay, yeah, a lot of fanboys on Reddit have been saying that he should get a beard so he looks like more manly and tough and more like threatening and stuff. And it's just like, are you completely misunderstanding his character?
They fully are.
His character's supposed to be like this creepy little snake bitch, pathetic fucking, has a diary where he writes down the ways he wants to kill people who said something rude to him in high school kind of character.
I think the fanboys saying that like never had emo phases as teens. Jay as a character only really makes sense if you had an emo phase or a scene phase in high school.
Yeah, if you're familiar with the idea of emo kids, then you should know what Jay White is.
Yeah, he's an emo kid. He's not meant to be like a tough and hard big boy. He's like an emo kid who accidentally fell into the faraway dojo and just hung around.
Fucking wimpy, pissy teenage boy who just accidentally got massive. You're not supposed to be threatened by him being big and tough. You're supposed to be threatened by him being a fucking weird creep with a knife.
Yeah, it's like his threatening is like cornering you and holding out this shitty little pen knife and threatening you because like your boyfriend laughed at him.
Yeah, like his character is entirely defined by his own ego. Yeah. Surely you people went to high school. You know this guy. Have you watched a movie lately? Have you seen Kylo Ren in the new Star Wars? This is the character we're talking about here. He's not fucking Triple H. Yeah. Saying that he should become just a generic tough guy is really doing a disservice to his character work.
Yeah, I like it when guys are like, oh, he's just a shitty version of Kenny, and it's like, he's like 10 times better than Kenny's character work will ever be. I say this as an ex-Kenny fan.
I feel like a lot of people want him to be what Jon Moxley is.
Yeah, and it's like, well, Moxley's there, so it's like he were to do that,
I don't think he'd do it as well, to be quite honest. Yeah, Jay's whole thing is that he's supposed to be like bastard. This intelligent, egotistical, traitorous snake bitch. If you just reduced him down to big tough guy like Punch, then like so many fucking dudes like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's actually kind of what they did to his character with the whole Okada and Tana thing over the past like 6 months or so. So this G1 has been refreshing in that he has been able to break out of the just generic bad guy sort of thing. He's having fun again. I like how much he's obviously trying to hold back laughter in his big angry promos now. He's having the time of his life, and we love that for him.
Jay White, good actually.
He is fantastic.
He really does need to lose the beard.
He does need to lose the beard, though.
Jay, if you're listening to this podcast, which I really hope you're not, please.
I don't think Jay... I know he used to name search, but I don't think he's that egotistical.
I don't trust him, and I don't think anyone should trust him.
Fair enough.
Please, Jay, from the bottom of my heart, shave your fucking beard. It looks gross, and you look way prettier, clean shaven, and it also suits your character better. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Love you.
I think as far as the G1 goes, we are about good on that front. Until we get some more content to talk about.
Let's talk about Jay White with Peter's Feather Fan.
What is there to talk about?
Oh, I just want to mention it. Jay White.
It's very good.
Feather Fan. Thank you for listening. And next episode, we'll be interviewing indie darling Chris Brooks about his Lush Cosmetics collection.